The CBS Sports Golazo Tour takes a stop in Madison, Wisconsin. Never a bad place to be when it comes to celebrating the sport. Breese Stevens Field is a staple in USL League One. Tonight's match is presented by Dairyland Insurance, and it features Forward Madison FC and FC Naples. Welcome one and all to the broadcast. My name is Mark Schoenster. I'm joined by Ross Davenport. Here are your Dairyland standings. Madison in a really good spot. I know it says 8th place, but it's a very thin point margin between them and everyone above them. And Madison
at the back tonight for Matt Glazer.
Meanwhile, for FC Naples, I alluded to it. July 10th, they announced that they were moving on from Matt Pullen, and thus the assistant head coach steps in. It's Zach Gordon.
It is. He only got one day to prepare for their last game, a 2-0 loss to local rivals Tampa Bay in the Cup. Thankfully for Gordon, who's worked with Oakland, Sacramento, Albion FC, Monterey Bay, as you can see there. Naples had a bye last week, so had the extra time to try and implement the tweaks to the system. He said he's not going to change too much. He's going to try and instill some confidence in the team. As you mentioned, Mark has lost 8 straight in all times.
And at that time, you got to lean on some of your leaders on the team. Gio Miglietti has been one of them.
He is. He was a standout defender during his 4 years at the University of Washington, but a striker by trade now since turning pro 3 years ago with Huntsville City. He's had to fill in at centre back though this season due to some injuries, but back up top tonight as he continues to try and fill the big shoes of Carson Hendlon, who departed for the championship this offseason.
There are patterns at play for both sides here, but does a change in leadership for Naples break those lines and shake up the picture here at the end of July? Find out up next. You're watching the USL on CBS. We will see you after this break.
See your shot land on a perfectly manicured fairway. Hear the pop of a paddle meeting the ball. Feel the excitement of cheering on your team for the big win. And when the final whistle blows or the last putt drops, the day is far from over. Because here, world-class play meets white sand beaches and award-winning dining. One visit and you'll see why this is paradise in every sense. Experience it yourself in Naples, Marco Island, and the Everglades, Florida's Paradise Coast.
Come see how Dairyland fits your life. With affordable car insurance that fits your budget. And 24/7 customer service that fits your schedule. Even if you have coverage lapses or a bumpy driving history, we've got you covered. For 70 years, we've been helping people just like you get the car insurance they need. So why wait? Contact Dairyland today.
Kick your excitement into high gear with the Nissan Kicks. Zimbrick Nissan. Find more kicks to choose from. Zimbrick Nissan. From people who know kicks inside and out. Zimbrick Nissan at the best kicks price. Zimbrick Nissan. Save more and shop more selection at Zimbrick Nissan, Madison's favorite Nissan dealer. Get it kicked with Nissan Safety Shield 360 and intelligent all-wheel drive. At Zimbrick Eastside off High Crossing. Best of Madison and People's Choice winner 2024.
The USL on CBS is presented by Best Western Hotels and Resorts, the official hotel partner of the United Soccer League. Second meeting of the season between Forward Madison and FC Naples, but it has been a hot minute since these two teams have played, and a lot has transpired between those two matches, or between that match and this match, I should say, as we take a look at our starting lineups. First off, donning the cow kits, Forward Madison.
2 changes for Matt Glazer from that big 4-0 win over Richmond 10 days ago. Roman Torres, the big news out. He missed his first League One start since late, made 2 goals, 3 assists in his last 5. In comes Hakeem Karamoka for his first League One start of the season.
As we now pivot over to the first starting 11 in league play for Zach Gordon at the helm.
Yep, 4 changes for Zach Gordon. Most importantly, to go into the 3 at the back to match up with this Madison squad. Out goes Joshua Grant. He's on duty with Jamaican U20s. In comes Lalo Delgado. Mark Torres gets his first start since mid-June.
Lalo Delgado, his 101st USL League One appearance today, having hit 100 the last time he started.
Yeah, Omar Sis gets his first League One start of the season since coming in earlier this month.
By no means a stranger, though, to USL League One, having spent 4 years with the Charlotte Independents and played quite a few games there.
Nice veteran presence to have when you're on this kind of poor run.
So it'll be Madison going left to right, right to left in the white kits. FC Naples, that's Kalin Radisov, our head official. The whistle sounds, and we are ready to go here from Breese Stevens Field on the Golazo Network. We welcome you in for the fun. Let's see how this one unfolds. Two teams in completely opposite form right now, Ross. I mean, you look at Madison, who are on a 6-game unbeaten streak. Meanwhile, it's been 2 months since the last time Naples have gotten even a point from a match. It's losses upon losses for them in 8 straight games across competitions. So there's certainly a pattern that would suggest a result here, but Zach Gordon gets given the keys to become the interim head coach for this FC Naples team, and sometimes that can give a jolt and can shake up the way a team performs, and it's the kind of factor that can snap a losing streak and, in this case, a winning streak at the same time.
Yeah, we talked to Zach Gordon this week. He said it's going to be hard to change things quickly. People will expect that quick fixes, especially as from the fans, but he said he's just going to try and change the energy, the confidence, and the competitiveness. There in the end.
Meanwhile, Madison only looking to keep the vibes high as they have possession in the attacking third. Whistle sounds, it's a foul, and that gives us a chance to take a look at the keys to the game presented by Burrish Group at UBS. Ross, take it away.
So for Madison, got a 3-game week coming up. Yes, the games are at home, but if they can take control of this game, really take the sting out of, they're not really sure what to expect from this Naples squad. A new formation, a new coach, so if they can get that early goal, it'll be huge. As for Naples, listen, you got to kind of forget, it's hard to forget that you have this losing streak going, but you got to come out here. Zach Gordon was really talked about this week, having fun, getting the confidence back in this lineup. You can win games.
4-0 drubbing last time out in favor of the Mingos when they bested the Richmond Kickers in the Henny Derby. A game that you feel pretty good about if you're Matt Glazer. The only real thing he could really poke a hole into is he felt they could have created even more with the possession they had in the match, but overall did what they set out to do. And you get some set-piece goals as well, and that's something you can always feel pretty happy about.
For sure. Back to Zach Gordon, he said, we asked him about the 2 weeks that he had because they haven't played in a couple of weekends. We'll get to that in a second.
Try to create something here on the attacking end. First foray for Julian Cisneros. Ball taken away from him by Kerfala Torre.
Yeah, some of his hockey background there. Coming in, getting his body in there. Shoving him away. Zach Gordon said the main focus has been getting them back to enjoying their football. He said it's hard to muster up energy to encourage yourself to find joy when things aren't going your way like this. Game-winning habits, finding them, adjusting the behaviors. So they want to be more adventurous going forward tonight. We've seen a bright start.
And that is a bright mascot there, Ross. Donning the cow kit, which is quite the sight to behold. If I had one of those and I was a fan of this team, I'd be rocking that every single chance I get.
It's an interesting kit. I wouldn't say I have a beef with it, but it's interesting looking. If you're going to go, you should have gone with the socks too, let's be honest. You're going to do the shirt and the shorts. Might as well have gone with the socks as well.
That way you could really milk the pattern for all it's got. Here's Aiden Macias, former Mingo, plays that one in centrally, and that'll be a foul against Cisneros as he offers a hand to help up Jalen Yearwood, but get up on his feet on his own.
And maybe with these kids is that the big numbers are hard to see when the sun is this bright.
Yearwood's out there. Looks like he's nice and healthy, but that does cue us with a chance to give you the injury report represented by UW Health Sports Medicine. A lot of names for Madison and some big ones at that, including, of course, the longtime Mingo man, Derek Gebhardt. Meanwhile, also 2 key attacking options for Naples still on the recovery.
Yeah, Matt Glazer said he's also got a few guys dealing with some knocks here and there. We mentioned Roman Tara has been so critical to the midfield success for Matt Glazer of late. He was on the bench tonight, but we also said 3 games coming up in 8 days. So Matt Glazer perhaps thinking about that with Torres, giving him a little bit of it. You might see him later tonight, giving him a little bit of extra time to heal up.
Yeah, when you've got a midweek date with the Red Wolves, you've got to make sure you keep some options on the table, healthy, ready to go for that one, because anytime you play them, you know it's going to be a grueling affair. That's a team that's tough as nails. It's always a tricky business when you have these tight weeks, Ross, because you want to take it one game at a time, but you also can't be putting all your chips into one match, or else you could be setting yourself up for failure going forward. This one's flicked along by Gray. It'll end up being claimed by JT Harms.
Look like Naples are setting up in their traditional back four. We listed it as a 3. Looks like Cisneros is playing it right back. Yearwood at left back, excuse me, Yearwood at right back.
Carmichael sends it down the pitch.
Marcis just sitting in that pivot right in front off the back 4. Good to see him back in League One. He can score from distance too. Glazer will be very well aware of that. Don't get any space 20, 25 yards out.
Malo Delgado launches it over. Deflected by O'Connor. Ball over the top. Hunting for someone streaking forward. And then a little bit too much physicality from Torres, according to our head official. So you have that first game the day after you get announced as the interim head coach for Zach Gordon against Tampa. And I would call that match day 0 in that situation, given you found out the day before. I feel like this is really your first crack as the coach. You have 2 weeks also to prepare for it, which I feel is pretty handy if there's ever a time to have to take over as a head coach in the middle of the season. And talking to Zach Gordon, he mentioned that, I mean, this thing happens in the business. You get hired knowing that at some point you're likely to get fired as well.
You obviously don't know what was going on behind the scenes with Matt Poland. Obviously, it's just a strange timing for it. You knew you had that bye week coming up. Why not just wait till after that Tampa Bay game? But it is what it is. Zach Gordon had a great chat with him this week. He loves to talk about his soccer. Very enthusiastic. His first chance here.
And that's something that can be contagious if you've got a guy who's just really that exuberant about the sport. And he mentioned that the players were super professional about the switch. And they have responded well. And for many of them, it's the first time they've had a coaching change in the middle of a season. A lot of young professionals on this team. So he was pretty happy with the way that they've dealt with this.
Yes, I think most players will say, listen, something had to change. So you had the great inaugural season to Naples. There's that many in a row. There's something a little toxic perhaps going on. Again, we don't know for sure, but I think as players, you think let's get a fresh start here. You've got a little road game. I asked Zach Gordon if he was kind of happy it was the first day, his first league game was on the road. Perhaps we had not expected to win. The pressure's off a little bit. You just go out there and throw everything at it. He said he was going to play front foot football tonight. Proved to be right so far in this one. But Madison, a tough team to score against.
Here's Sis on the ball. You mentioned more of the recent acquisitions for this Naples team. This is a game, if you're Madison, that you can't be overlooking, because you're feeling really good about yourself. You're riding high on the results you've been able to pick up recently. Talking Matt Glazer. This one slips through for Karamoko. He'll have a go! It digs off the left post. Just kept it play. The Mingos keep on going. Whipped cross, knotted out. Hakeem Karamoko making some music by dinging that one off the woodwork. Cleared away for a corner kick, our first of the evening.
Lovely ball through here. Karamoko in the channel. His first touch let him down a little bit, but caught that superbly well. Delgado was well beaten, leaning the other way. Just glanced off that far post. Karamoko's a guy with an interesting resume, a couple of MLS starts, and he didn't get a ton of opportunities allowed in.
Canopy Wealth Management is donating $50 to Forward Madison FC's mini pitch fundraising project for each home corner kick taken by FMFC. That's $50 into the bank here for the first time this evening. Ball is whipped in and dealt with nicely by Naples. Back out wide. Another service. Where did that glance off last? It goes off of Amingo, so it will be a goal kick. And the danger will subside. Karamoko once again trying to ask the question. This message is brought to you by True Stage. True Stage offers insurance and financial services built to support life's many stages. Whether it's protecting today, planning for tomorrow, or preparing for what's ahead, True Stage helps people move forward with confidence. Learn more about insurance and financial solutions designed for real life at truestage.com.
Karamoko on loan from DC United, so still technically part of an MLS team, but can prove here that he deserves start somewhere. They mentioned this is his first one for Madison in USL League One. Pressing here early.
Does well to turn despite the pressure and draws a foul. Reyes once again guilty of the contact. See if Kalin Radosov considers giving a conversation to him just 11 minutes into the match. Every ref has a different boundary or line of when they start giving severe warnings to players.
Whistles here early in the first 11.5 minutes. Referee Radosov's harsh ones perhaps on 50-50 challenges. So Madison can deliver this one into the danger area.
Service lofted into the box. Taylor Gray was about to carry that forward, but the whistle will give the ball to Naples regardless. When it comes to a string of good results, Matt Glazer's seen it all. He's seen good form, he's seen bad form. He's been with this Mingo's team for several years now. And when you're in a good state of play, he said what you got to do is you just got to keep that consistent approach and focus on the how and not the results themselves. What are you guys doing right? How are you executing on the game plan? Because you can't always control the results. Sometimes you just get bad luck. Sometimes officiating has an impact. Sometimes the weather is going to add in some mucky business. But what you can't control is how you're performing, and that's what you've got to focus on. And I think that's something you can apply even when you're on a losing streak as well. But
we knew it was going to take Madison a little bit to get going this season, with the fact they start the season, every season on the road for quite a bit. And, the wholesale changes that we've seen very often to that scale in USL League One. A couple of guys remained from last year, but really on a roll now. It's one of the best runs we've seen in Madison history, but we know how things can change very quickly in USL League. There's an argument about whether the line is in the box, the edge of the box, the line is in the box or not. What's the answer to that one?
I'll have to go consult my rule book real quick.
The line is definitely in the box, yes. Of course, in the end, everybody they go long.
Yeah, but I'd say it doesn't seem like there was much reason to really have to split hairs there, or I guess grass blades, or turf blades, since it is a turf pitch. New turf installed this season, though. Another one of the reasons why they spent so much of the early year on the road. Of course, the cold weather is one aspect, and then maybe a little longer than usual, given that installation process.
Yeah, Matt Glazer said still getting a little used to it, even with all these stretch of home games. Obviously runs a lot slower than the old Madison sliver of turf on top of concrete used to. But I think everybody's happy. We've got this new surface here at Breeze.
Up top for Madison throw. It'll be quickly taken. Castro will just lop this along. Kenyane with a hopeful ball and ends up sailing out too far. Lalo Delgado was tracking it and then realized there was no threat. The USL Championship and League One are on CBS Sports and ESPN platforms all season long. Catch live matches and expert analysis every day on the CBS Sports Golazo Network and ESPN+. Go to USLLeague1.com for the complete USL TV listings.
Reasonable temperature tonight in Madison, high 70s, but humid. Humidity also up in the 70s. High 80s there. The next couple of days, though. Going out to Madison for a game a few Augusts ago, and it was warm.
Woof. Just that time of the year, Ross. Everywhere's kind of scorching across the states.
Well, yeah, I was out there refereeing this morning, some 5-on-5 stuff. Woof.
You could say it was harder to move around.
It definitely was. Those 5-on-5, so I don't have to do too much moving, thankfully.
Keeping balance here, now going to ground. No whistle sounds. Joshua Boma, that Madison offense, always so slippery up there.
Yeah, I think he milked that one a little bit. The Madison fans behind the goal screaming for a penalty kick. But Boma was looking for this. Yeah, he just cut back inside, saw two jerseys, and threw himself to the ground.
That was actually Oko.
Oh, sorry, Cameron. There's a little bit of a contact on his left foot, but certainly not enough to find himself on the new turf, giving it a good look.
Maybe something here as the ball's laid over to the left-hand side. Madison, a team that in transition are really dangerous. Taylor Gray pounding defensively. Ref says play on. Taylor Gray doing really well there. And that's one of the things that Zach Gordon is looking for. As this one rolls all the way back to Harms. He's cool with the ball at his feet.
JT Harms having himself a great season between the pipes. Started every league game. She's the last two. 5 total goals allowed in the last 8. Yes, Matt Glazer, a little bit about being a goalkeeper himself and coaching a goalkeeper. He didn't find it too awkward. Tries to stay out of their way a little bit.
He's got bigger fish to fry than just ISOing in the goalkeepers, or I guess he has bigger steaks to cook, you could say.
Listen, helps having a very, very good defense in front of you. League low 14 goals allowed.
Here they come on the attacking side of things. Rolling past centrally, there were 2 away jerseys in between. So well stifled by Naples. One of the big things that Zach Gordon is looking for here in the early stages of his tenure is that you can impact energy and work rate, but concepts take a little bit more time to implement. He felt they competed in that match against Tampa, his first day in charge, both on the pitch, but also just his first day in charge really at all. And he said that intensity had been missing a little bit as the Mingos once again trying to ask some questions and instead commit a foul. It'll be a free kick. So it's that intensity, that energy, and then like you mentioned earlier, the enjoyment of playing the sport, because you're just going to play better when you're enjoying yourself, feel free, expressive.
Going to a place also with a good environment like Bree Stevens makes it a little more fun. You go on a road trip like this, quiet in that crowd if you can find an early goal. Naples looking for it here.
Torreyes. Actually, that's Macias. He'll lay it off to the right-hand side for Gray. And Gray, just a little bit too much there from him. He gives the thumbs up, though. He likes the idea in the run. Rafala Torre goes to the ground. Here's a look on the Dairyland replay.
It's just a case of, it's not the first time tonight we've seen just legs or feet coming together. The referee is really supposed to let go. Radosov, excuse me, cracking down a little bit tonight early on those. Toure getting a bit of the lift. Seems to be all right, though.
So if you're Madison, you've got a busy week. You love to try to get this game under control early, get an early goal, and establish yourself. But it's kind of difficult to do when you're going up against a team that's under a new coach because you don't really have a great idea of what to expect. Matt Glazer mentioned, I mean, they watched the Tampa game, but they got to be ready for whatever is thrown at them, he goes. So he mentioned, yeah, in preparation, you focus maybe a little bit more on yourselves this week, and you're at home, so they're going to try to be the protagonists in this match. But there is that era of unknown that you got to have to feel out as you're playing in a game. It's a side under a new coach. I really don't know how much adjusting you can have in the span of 24 hours going into that game against Tampa. So this really the first crack at it for Zach Gordon.
Matt Glazer said he would be ready to adjust to whatever he was throwing at them. Might take Madison a little bit around this point here to figure out exactly what Naples is bringing. So obviously, we thought they were going to line up as the 3 at the back. It looks more like a 4. It's a good game for Madison because if they can win this one, they can go into that Chattanooga game on Wednesday. Chattanooga obviously playing very well of late. 4 wins in the last 5. Big win over Charlotte recently. That's not easy to do. You really use the 3 points here. Give that one a free shot. Home against Chattanooga. Here we go. Naples.
Miglietti back heel to O'Connor. He'll return the favor. Gio Miglietti cutting it back. O'Connor! It's a dragging shot. Ends up rolling straight to JT Harms.
I like it from Naples.
Well facilitated too by Gio Miglietti. Back heel puts Kevin O'Connor into a free spot. Smart design, everyday comfort, fun to drive, and a price that makes sense at Zimbrick Volkswagen in Middleton.
Gordon said he really focused on chance creation during practice these last couple of weeks. Must be more adventurous going forward. He said he hammered really a few principles in. Emergency defending around the block, around the box as well. Actually been relatively good at so far tonight, other than that one real good chance from Karamoko that hit the far post.
O'Connor tries to poke it out wide to Gray.
It's going to be, if Madison does score early, how does Naples respond? Do the heads go down, or do they try to pull this one out? We'll see who scores first here.
They're trying to avoid that conversation entirely. Over the ball, Karamoko will give chase. And he'll commit the foul. Down goes Mastrantonio. Team Karamoko been a busy man early on in this game as we take a look at this shot on goal from O'Connor.
It's a good pullback. O'Connor had a few cow jerseys in between him and the goal. Didn't quite catch it nearly well enough to challenge a keeper playing as well as JT Harms. Right at him.
Matt Glazer with the white top here. Doesn't quite have the black splotches on it, but I feel like it's in the spirit.
Sharpie out halftime.
Hopeful ball played over. Bulma trying to shift by the defender. Play to his left for Carmichael. He'll carry it along. Here's the service. Nodded away by O'Connor, getting involved in both boxes. It'll be the second corner kick of the evening. That's another 50 bucks into the bucket for Canopy Wealth Management.
Took them a half hour to get on the board against Richmond 10 days ago. A lot more dominant even before that first goal, though, than they have been tonight. This is a Madison team that you feel can score in bunches when they feel like it.
Jackson Castro be the one to sculpt something from this corner.
So we'll really see if they are missing Roman Torres tonight. Which they're missing.
Yeah, he's so good in these dead ball situations. Ball boy's got a scoot here. Oh, too much contact in the box. Nothing will come of this one. This is a Madison team that, at this point in the year, the attacking is clicking. The first time these two teams met was back in March. And at that point in time, the Mingos were still sort of in that soul-searching mode. Zach Gordon acknowledged that, mentioned that, look, Madison won that game 1-0 on one breakdown on a corner kick. He felt they had, talking about Naples, had general control of that game. But when he looks at Madison, he says this is a team that's evolved a lot. They've got pace, creativity, some big center backs who are good in the air. A lot of good things to say about them, and I mean, it's pretty easy to compliment them at the moment because they have been just so good as of late. Foul called on Tristan Rose.
I'm happy with it.
There's the man, Zach Gordon. Made the stops in a couple of spots.
As you can read lips. He thinks that foul was so soft. Tristan was having a go now. More Naples players getting involved. Hardly any. I mean, he had the arm hooked under Karamoto's armpit. Maybe he went down a little easily. That's why Zach Gordon was a little annoyed by that decision. The referee ran us off.
That'll be another set piece for the Mingos. They scored off of 2 corner kicks in the first half against the Richmond Kickers last week. About a week and a half ago, to be precise. Midweek fixture. Castro serving it in, still carrying along, and it pings out for, oh, it's gonna be a corner kick, or will it be?
It was offside on the initial
yeah.
flick, perhaps. Naples player and a Madison player going for it at the same time. Let's see what we can see here. Yeah, you can see good half yard behind that last defender.
He may not have touched it, but he impacted the play, forced a decision from the Naples defender, and in that case, that's enough to be grounds for offside. All trying to be knotted along. Karamoko! He's bigger, stronger, and hungrier. Forward Madison up top.
He was a high draft pick for a good reason last year. Shrugging off the challenge there. Showing that core strength. Like it was going to be a dangerous long ball. Bit of contact on Rose, but just out-muscled him. Slotted it home.
Team Karamoko with his 2nd goal in league play, his 3rd total as a Mingo. Just wrangles by Tristan Rose and puts Madison up front. Goals brought to you by Lexus.
Some referees that may have called that initial hand over the shoulder as a pullback, but the referee rather south let that go. A good physical battle between him and Tristan Rose. Karamoko comes out on top and opens the scoring. We'll see how Naples can bounce back here. 2nd goal is going to be key. They can't give it up before the break.
Now, just how is that confidence and energy? Is it fragile, or does it have some sturdiness to it? We'll have to see now from this FC Naples side. The team that's trying to avoid another loss in this losing streak. Currently looking at a 9th in a row across competitions. Meanwhile, Madison, of course, on the flip side, this would be a 7th game unbeaten should the result hold. We still got 60+ minutes to go.
Well, it's Madison's first shot on target of the evening. Oops.
Lalo Delgado.
Living on the edge.
avoid some danger. Ball fed forward for Sis. Omar Sis plays it back. Trying to lift it forward. O'Connor! The shot is blocked. Some good defending there. Trying to find a quick response, FC Naples.
Kevin O'Connor was almost a little surprised himself at how much space he found himself in so close to the goal. Superb sliding challenge.
Cisneros. Dragging this one back to Tristan Rose. Here's a hopeful ball over top. Looking for Miglietti. JT Harms can get there first, though. Some pressing from FC Naples. McCamey able to play it back to Harms. He has a chance to wind up, but instead returns the favor. Joma back to Kevin Carmichael as he'll knock the ball around in the back.
It's Carmichael with that superb late lunge to deny Kevin O'Connor just a minute ago.
Here he is on the ball once again.
Madison loves their Carmichaels.
They have two nickels, and it's not a lot, but it's strange that they have it twice. How about this ball going forward? Being made, but ultimately couldn't combine.
Covering challenge there from interception, I should say, by Luca Mastrantonio. Someone wanted him to go quite a ways from his center back spot.
To run forward. Yearwood turns and rolls it back.
Good response here after the goal. Settling in. Obviously had that great chance by O'Connor a couple of minutes ago. Haven't looked rattled. Heads haven't gone down. It's good to see.
I'll deflect out. Air Insurance, a proud sponsor of Ford Madison FC, is based in Madison and have provided protection and peace of mind to businesses and individuals throughout the state of Wisconsin since 1928.
Three other 7 p.m. Eastern games going on tonight. It's the first goal in any of them. This one here. Falatore called for the foul.
That's why you tune into the Galazzo Network, Ross. You come for the Galazzos. Madison team that, as you've alluded to, early season challenges just due to the travel, the schedule. So far, 9 of their 14 league games have been on the road. So Matt Glazer knew it was going to be hard at first. He was hoping it would be a great character building thing for this side, especially with all the new faces. And he said, look, we're right around where we expected. Looking to continue this run of form that he's been pleased with. And mentioned it's time to pounce on these games in hand that also happen to be at home, which will put us more where they feel they belong in the table. Service swerved in. The header was made, but ultimately could be put on frame.
Luca Mastrantonio not under a ton of pressure there at the front post. Needed more of a flick than a redirection. Arms, one save tonight so far. Kevin O'Connor, scuffed attempt. Minutes.
Yeah, feeling the support from the flock end. A little bit of an awkward exchange there, but Madison able to keep the ball and move it about and establish themselves. And able to score on their little lone opportunity. I guess you could call that other Karamoko shot off the woodwork their other chance, but that scoring efficiency been a bit of a story for Naples' opponents as of late. I mentioned that emergency defending is something that Zach Gordon's trying to work on. That's Gray. Pulls this one back. Ball sputters out to Macias. There's a cross. Torre pops it back out.
Careful here, Naples. Cool. Just went a little early, I think. Saw how much open space there was in that transition opportunity and just started his run early. Disagrees. He maybe complaining the ball was just a second too late from his teammate.
Complaint from Carmichael of the Ryan variety. Watch the USL Championship in Spanish on 2DNA, nation's leading Spanish language sports network. Go to uslchampionship.com for the complete USL TV listings.
With the edge in possession at the moment, 54.7.
Carmichael once again streaking forward. Gets by one defender. Can he track it in time? Just too heavy of a touch.
It was a well-timed sliding challenge by Tristan Rose. This game's opening up here.
Macias. Assessing. Goes out to Taylor Gray. Still maintaining the ball. O'Connor. Jostled away from the box. You can see orders and talking being issued from Aiden Macias, trying to get his guys to run in particular spots. Perhaps that adventurousness that Zach Gordon is looking for, trying to be urged along.
Clearly a little frustrated at that decision. Kind of ran into too much traffic, got himself in trouble.
Seems to be a guy that likes to, at least Riley, smile off the adversity. I feel like early on in the season for Madison, with every factor that was coming in that we've discussed, you're just trying to lay that foundation and create that chemistry. And now at this point in the year, Matt Glazer acknowledged that they're starting to see those non-negotiables that they lay the groundwork for during the season being consistently fulfilled. All the guys are living that out. Still got to keep reminding the players of them as the year goes along, of course, but now you start layering in more things tactically, and when you have the chance, you can also start focusing more on some of those individual development pieces, though. In a week like this, you don't really have a lot of extra time, so this may not be the week for it, but you're in a good spot as a team when you're not having to talk big picture all the time, and you can start getting some one-on-one time with a player and really honing in on, oh, this is going to make you a better pro, this will make you a better player, just out and out, whether it be for Madison or for a club going in the future elsewhere.
This is the one season where Matt Glazer and the crew really didn't mind having all those early games on the road, with only Derek Gephardt and Eddie Majoma coming back from last year's squad. Playing games on the road is a great way to get to know each other. You're on top of each other for weeks on end, basically, while you're traveling. Weekends on end, I should say.
A lot of team bonding.
Yeah, listen, you get the away games out of the way, now you come home, you're starting to play really well. Watch out.
This could be an opportunity. Oh, just given away.
Walnut wanted that one back. You see him slapping his thigh. That was a golden chance to double the lead. Get these early games out the way and now get these home games in when you're really starting to play well. Games to make up on everybody above you, a couple at least.
It's such a long season. There are storylines that will come and go during the year. I mean, you'll think about some of the things that were being talked about early on in the year that are going to be such distant memory. And the same could be said about what's happening right now. I mean, Madison's in a good run of form, but you know, eventually you're going to hit a bump in the road, and then the question will be, how does the team respond? But the fact that you have those early games in the season to really understand that adversity makes you more prepared should that bump in the road come. Macias trying to feed it forward to O'Connor. He may have been offside at that point anyway. Macias has a go, and it curls over top. The player not unfamiliar with scoring here at Stevens Field.
Wasn't too far away. JT Harm saw it the whole way. You see that go over his bar. The game on Wednesday, they'll get one of those games in hand back when they take on Chattanooga. The only midweek action going on this week, along with Greenville and just had the page up and now I lost it.
You're talking about last Wednesday or next Wednesday?
No, coming up this Wednesday. We'll take on Boise. That is the other game midweek this week.
A lot of green there.
Greenville taking on Corpus Christi tonight at 8:30 Eastern. Speaking of trying to find wins, just like Naples, Greenville. All sorts of trouble here in 2026. Used to seeing that after a great start to that club's history. Missed the playoffs last year and struggling again in 2026.
Select is proud to be the official match ball supplier of the USL League One. From the grassroots to the pros, Select is there every step of the way. Visit us.select-sport.com for the latest Select products, specials, and more. Select, the player's choice. Cisneros in a phone booth right now, and he loses it. Jostles to fight it back, though. Well done from Julian Cisneros. Torre get on the end of this one, though. Well, how about that? Some great battles happening here between players on each team, and we might get our first yellow card of the game, and we will. Kerfala Torre given the yellow after that challenge in a dangerous area.
It looked like he'd done the hard work. A lovely recovery challenge by Miglietti. And good work by Miglietti to get his body in front of Toure and then hooks him. Just felt the frustration from Toure was going to be there. It was just whether Miglietti could get in the right position to earn that free kick, and he got the yellow card as well. So Toure's got to be careful here now. Big physical center back.
Free kick earned by two. Heavy efforts from Cisneros and Miglietti. Can they do something with it here? It's a cluster in the box. O'Connor leaves it. Macias. Waste. Jumped a little early there as both heads were coming back down as the ball was approaching them.
It was an utterly terrible set piece.
Oof.
Sitting very deep, nobody to run onto the ball, and really trying to go back post and look for the nod back across. Never came off at all.
JT Harms booms this down the pitch. So far, Team Karamoko with the lone goal. Naples trying to change that. Macias trying to dance by one defender, unsuccessful.
Another big challenge in the box from Kevin Carmichael.
Been really good today so far.
First half. Rose
stepping in and intervening. Just found that little window to get between player and the ball. And that was that. Miglietti. This will make its way back.
Naples will be relatively happy, Zach Gordon, with the way his team has responded from going 1-0 down. A couple of quality chances. Certainly equal to Madison over minutes since that goal.
It's winning time, presented by Ho-Chunk Gaming Madison. Scan the QR code on your screen. Visit ForwardMadisonFC.com/winningtime for your chance to win your favorite Forward Madison FC kit. As Naples trying to create something here. O'Connor feeds it back inside. Jab forward. Miglietti shoots. It's into the hands of JT Harms. Once again, that ForwardMadisonFC.com/winningtime for a chance to win a Forward Madison FC kit, $100 in rewards play, $50 in food and beverage credit, redeemable at Ho-Chunk Gaming Madison. One lucky winner will be chosen on the Monday after tonight's match. One more minute to go. Team Karamoko with the heads-up goal in a given moment, able to fight for the ball, put it away. That is the difference in this game, but for the most part, it's been a match that both sides have had their moments.
Naples with the edge in shots, 5-3 now. The only shot on target for Madison is the one that went in. Blaze will be imploring his team to get things going a little more in the final third. Obviously, Karamoko had that early chance off the post, but XG of 0.28, Naples 0.35 as we head to the next 15 seconds here.
Could be one more jab thrown. Eddie Manjoma. Down by Castro. Has the overlapping run. Drilled ball, not fully cleared. And the ref will put this one to an end here in the first half. 1-0 your scoreline. Flamingos trying to make it a 7th game in a row unbeaten. And they're feeling pretty good about it right now.
Yeah, I think Naples will be disappointed to go into the break here down 1-0, but certainly not with their performance in that first half. On the road here under new coach Zach Gordon. Plenty of positives to take from those first 45 minutes.
So both sides will go to the dressing room, see if they can find anything to give themselves an edge in the second 45 minutes. Hope you've been having fun. We certainly have here on the Golazo Network. We got some halftime content coming up next on Halftime, brought to you by Just Coffee Co-op. 1-0 your scoreline. We'll see you after this.
Welcome to Madison, Wisconsin, home of Just Coffee, a worker cooperative roasting fresh, quality, 100% fair trade coffee for over 20 years. We work with farmers from grower co-ops all over the world to support their communities as well as ours. Experience the fair trade difference yourself. Just Coffee. We do justice from the grounds up.
TrueStage aspires to be the most trusted insurance and financial services provider. For more than 90 years, our work has been guided by the philosophy of people helping people. Today, we help protect more than 39 million customers through every stage of their financial lives. Our suite of protection solutions is designed to grow over the long term, and we're continually evolving to serve our partners and their customers better. Together, we can create more access, more stability, and more confidence. Learn more at TrueStage.com.
Getting the exact vehicle you want is easy at Zimbrick Volkswagen of Middleton. Come in and sit down with one of our sales professionals and build the Volkswagen you want. Pick all the features, order it, and then sit back and relax, knowing you're getting your dream vehicle. The best things in life are worth waiting for after all. Check out our selection online or in person, with new vehicles arriving every day. Your perfect Volkswagen could already be waiting for you at Zimbrick Volkswagen of Middleton.
It's halftime here, brought to you by Just Coffee Co-op. Hakeem Karamoko, the difference in this game, 1-0 in favor of forward Madison. Well, the World Cup just wrapped up last weekend, Ross, but we're still feeling kind of the high of that, so we're going to do some reminiscing on World Cups in the past.
In the middle of the 2026 World Cup, Carlos Lamosa is focused on something else. The head coach of San Antonio FC is navigating his club through the midway point of the USL Championship season. But nearly a quarter century ago, the World Cup was Lamosa's dream come true.
Well, that was a unique experience for many reasons. First, that was the first World Cup of the century. That was the first time the World Cup happens in 2 different countries. And that was the first time that happens in Asia.
The 2002 World Cup is to date the best performance by the U.S. men's national team. A stunning victory over Portugal in the group stage. A shutout of arch rival Mexico in the round of 16, with South Korea's 13-hour time difference to U.S. Eastern Time. Americans had to be creative for live overnight matches. Bars were open at 4 in the morning making breakfast for your matches. Were you aware of all of that at the time?
We found out being there in Korea. They show us videos of footage from TV networks, having a watching party at 3 in the morning, 4 in the morning. Also for me, I have Colombian news going to my parents' house in Colombia in the middle of the night to do interviews when we were playing live.
In 2026, the World Cup includes more than 40 players whose careers were touched by different levels of USL. Lamosa now has a seat to watching players chase their own World Cup dreams.
Here from our academy from San Antonio, we have a player representing the U.S. on the U17 qualifier. That's a very important league in the U.S. soccer developmental program.
Sometimes the waves are calling your name. Other times you think the waves are calling your name, but actually it's the kids.
This summer, get 1,000 bonus points and a chance to win 250,000 bonus points.
It falls inside, it's smashed home. It gives Richmond the lead.
Now the plotter headed down, and buried. Cosmos equalize.
Espectacular. Hay mucha fiesta, señor Martino. Hay sed de revancha, doctor. Pero falta gol y estamos a esperar a Hugo. ¿Hugo Sánchez? Sí, tira para adelante. ¿Quién maneja? ¿Un futbolista? ¡Llegamos por fin! ¡Ay, bendito sea el chaper, doctor! Hugo, ¿regreso a las canchas? ¿Algún consejo?
Sí, confía y cree en ti.
¡Ey! ¡Pasa al norte! A donde me dé la oportunidad, pero listo para dar el paso. ¡Listo, vámonos!
Today, we accomplished nothing. I mean it, not a thing. And it was kinda everything.
This summer, get 1,000 bonus points and a chance to win 250,000 bonus points.
Pain doesn't care who you are or why you hurt, but pain can be mastered if you know the way. Fight back with Tiger Balm's legendary herbal power. Trusted for over 100 years, our proven blend of camphor, menthol, and essential oils tames pain with the strength and speed of the tiger, so that you can rise above pain and get back to living. This is the way of the tiger.
Now and then, you need to stop and smell the roses. Or the leaves, rocks, trees, sticks, and that one tree again.
This summer, get 1,000 bonus points and a chance to win 250,000 bonus points. Sink your toes into soft, white sand, splash in the sparkling waters of the Gulf, and revel in the warmth of sunny, blue skies. Take a moment to breathe in the salt-touched air and listen to the tide as it rises and falls along the shoreline. This is paradise in every sense, and winter here simply feels wonderful. Experience it yourself in Naples, Marco Island, and the Everglades, Florida's Paradise Coast.
Back here at Bree Stevens Field for halftime, brought to you by Just Coffee Co-op. Mark Schoenster, Ross Davenport with you. It's the USL and CBS on the Galazzo Network. Let's take a look at what's going along around the league. These scores brought to you by DCRA. No goals in 2 of the matches, but Charlotte Independence up 2-0 against the Richmond Kickers. Out of those 3 games, I mean, I'm looking at that all-Tennessee clash there between Chattanooga and Knoxville.
Yeah, it's a good one. Prince Sadie and Fabrice Ngah with the goals for the Charlotte Independence as they continue to pile their misery on Richmond.
There are 3 more games also for the rest of the day here in USL League One. These upcoming schedule matches brought to you by Dairyland Insurance. We mentioned Greenville Corpus Christi. Also, Spokane Velocity and Fort Wayne. That is a banger of a match. Definitely want to tune into that one.
Yeah, big test for the men from Fort Wayne. Can they go all the way up to the top northwest corner of the country and pull out a result? We'll have to see.
Spokane will be looking to get revenge for a drubbing they took to Fort Wayne just a couple weeks ago. We're going to step aside. Dan Lucas is going to take it from there for the halftime update. 1-0 your scoreline. Forward Madison up front against FC Naples.
It is halftime in League One. We hope you're enjoying the match. I'm Dan Lucas inside the USL studio with a look at the headlines. No club had a better week last week than the Chattanooga Red Wolves, who notched a pair of victories over top 4 teams in League One. It began with a 1-0 victory over AV Alta and finished with a big 4-2 win over Charlotte Independence, ending Charlotte's run of 14 straight matches without a defeat in all competitions. Fort Wayne FC staged a beautiful tribute to the late John Bellio, one of the club's co-founders. Bellio lost his battle with cancer in 2025. To honor Bellio, Fort Wayne will make this night an annual event, with proceeds going to Cancer Services of Northeast Indiana. On the field, Fort Wayne defeated Greenville Triumph 3-0, and a late substitution featured 16-year-old Johnny I. At 16 years, 12 days old, I is the youngest player to see game action for an independent League One club. National Spotlight games in League One and the Championship next Saturday. Tampa Bay Rowdies hosting Louisville City on ESPN2. August 5th, Richmond Kickers hosting New York Cosmos on CBS SN. Then on the 8th, Monterey Bay host New Mexico United on CBS SN. This is the USL Halftime Update. Let's get you back out to your match.
Welcome to Madison, Wisconsin, home of Just Coffee, a worker cooperative roasting fresh, quality, 100% fair trade coffee for over 20 years. We work with farmers from grower co-ops all over the world to support their communities as well as ours. Experience the fair trade difference yourself. Just Coffee. We do justice from the grounds up.
I've always been a storyteller. I capture those beautiful moments, things other people miss. My health took an unexpected turn, but my care team put my needs in focus, designing solutions to support my ambitions. Now that's just a footnote in my journey, a small part of a story that's still being written. UW Health, remarkable.
Come see how Dairyland fits your life. With affordable car insurance that fits your budget and 24/7 customer service that fits your schedule. Even if you have coverage lapses or a bumpy driving history, we've got you covered. For 70 years, we've been helping people just like you get the car insurance they need. So why wait? Contact Dairyland today.
Welcome to Madison, Wisconsin, home of Just Coffee, a worker cooperative roasting fresh, quality, 100% fair trade coffee for over 20 years. We work with farmers from grower co-ops all over the world to support their communities as well as ours. Experience the fair trade difference yourself. Just Coffee. We do justice from the grounds up.
The USL on CBS is presented by Best Western Hotels and Resorts, the official hotel partner of the United Soccer League. We are at the caboose end of the halftime show brought to you by Just Coffee Co-op. 1-0 your scoreline here. The Mingos ahead of Naples thanks to a goal from Hakeem Karamoko, which we're going to see here in a moment. These halftime highlights brought to you by Just Coffee. Mark Schoenster, Ross Davenport with you here. A pretty lively game, both sides having some opportunities, but just that one goal.
Karamoko here with the shot off the far post. Bounces away.
And a 22nd minute shot on goal here. Kevin O'Connor having a rip at it, but ultimately it's a dragging shot.
Yeah, Kevin O'Connor had certainly the two best chances of the half for Naples. And this one, Karamoko just shrugging off the challenge of Tristan Rose and firing it inside that far post. Right there, he could have called a pullback potentially. Referee letting him fight it out. Karamoko wins that short fight. Tristan Rose left stranded.
Yes, a last little look. Aiden Macias against his former team. A shot that skies over top and goes into the crowd. Bouncing around as we now take a look at the halftime stats brought to you by Rhyme. It's pretty even, all things considered. Naples with a good chunk of possession, something that they've been able to do throughout this season.
Yeah, just not quite enough in the final third in that first half, but plenty for Zach Gordon to build on, I think, in this second half. He makes some changes. We'll have to see. No midweek game for them this midweek, so plenty of rest. Let's see if he can get some firepower going here in the second 45 and tie this thing up.
And can throw just about everything you want at it. It's a situation where you, as a coach, really get the chance to flex your muscles and really have an impact on the game with adjustments, whether it just be tactically or with some personnel changes. Zach Gordon with some influences from a lot of different coaches. He says, look, all coaches are thieves of ideas, and you're kind of just pulling from everyone you've worked with. And you mentioned Frank Gallup in particular as a guy that he's really appreciated having the chance to work with when he was at Monterey Bay. Called him one of the best player managers in the country. And although he left Monterey Bay in 2023, talking about Zach Gordon, he still texts Gallup like once a month at least, just talking about the game, keeping up. So certainly a lot of respect and camaraderie there. Perhaps he'll dig into Gallup's book of ideas here. Every person just kind of a collage of their influences in a way, if you really want to get philosophical about it.
For sure, you pick things up as you go along. Certainly love that second goal. Quickly in this second half, it really opened things up.
Whistle sounds and we are ready to go once again here. Madison currently on the trajectory for another win to make it 7 games unbeaten, most of those being 3-point results. Could things change here in the second half? Let's find out. We'll be back in on the CBS Sports Golazo Network. Once this game's over, we'll still have some more fun here across the USL. Got a match between Colorado Springs and Charleston after this on the Golazo Network at the USL Championship level, so.
It could be a fun one. I think Colorado Springs on Wednesday. It took him a while to get going against Miami FC. Corey Bennett, former League One man, banging goals in for fun this season in the mountains.
Yeah, for those League One truthers, it's always fun to sometimes tune into a game in USL Championship and be like, oh, that guy.
We're seeing more and more of it, especially this season. Trevor Ammon with that hat trick. Saw him doing that on a regular basis in League One before he went to the championship. Hadn't been getting many opportunities in Pittsburgh, but I think hard to take him off the field now after that.
No. I don't know if you saw the graphic they posted about fastest hat tricks in professional soccer. He was up there with some really awesome names like Robert Lewandowski as far as just the smallest window of time between all 3 goals. And
mentioning last game, I think 2 games ago, that Bournemouth, my team in England, had one for, I think it was 2 minutes and 28 seconds. James Hayter, the player that scored, his parents both left the game early to get the ferry home to the Isle of Wight, missed the hat trick.
Oh, man. Lesson to glean from that, if you're a fan watching this game, do not look away, because you never know when something like that could happen in a match.
I had a cup game a couple of years ago. It was 4-0 with 8 minutes to go, and it finished 4-4, went to extra time. Craziest one I've ever. Referee having a word here with some shenanigans in the box.
If you ever needed one last data point, just watch any Argentina game basically from this last World
Man.
Cup. Oops, sorry about that.
His arm.
Macias lifts this one up, headed towards goal. Still in play. Oh, but couldn't be settled down.
That was the only place a header from that position was going to beat JT Harms. Was inside his far post. There was some scary moments there for a second when that ball was coming back across.
Here's a look on the Dairyland replay. That's a good ball across the face. You're asking for either you being able to bag it yourself or somebody to get on the receiving end of that. Madison will heave a sigh of relief. This one stays 1-0. Now advantage being given here to Naples. Will be another free kick. This message is brought to you by TrueStage. TrueStage offers insurance and financial services built to support life's many stages. Whether it's protecting today, planning for tomorrow, or preparing for what's ahead, TrueStage helps people move forward with confidence. Learn more about insurance and financial solutions designed for real life at TrueStage.com.
It's been a strange game. It really hasn't had a ton of flow to it. We had that one little bit over the first half when things were going a little end to end, but stop-start, fragmented.
Drilled service. Miglietti winds up, blocked away. Heroic defending. He was all by himself on the back post.
Oh, was floated over here. Miglietti hanging out. It was a good first chest down, and then McCamey and Toure. I think it was Toure in the end. Took the brunt of that shot by Miglietti. He was claiming a hand.
They'll keep going. And that'll sputter out for another corner kick. So several set pieces in a row here for FC Naples. Coming out of the break with a fire. Macias to O'Connor. Another vantage point. It's in the corridor. They're asking for a handball. They won't get it. Cisneros. There's nowhere good to go with it until he turns around. Cisneros!
All 6s and 7s here at the moment. A little bit of skill by that man. Mostly Cisneros on the other side. Here it is here. It's more of a cross than anything. There wasn't really anybody there. Macias, but it was too far ahead for him. Slow things down here a little bit, try and get back control of this game.
Yeah, they need a moment to breathe right now. FC Naples are biting.
That time, not getting away with the physicality.
Ball back in the clutches of the visitors. Macias. Just couldn't be kept in play.
I figure. Stop-start again. There's a foul here. man in the stand wanting to take that. I think if you just walked out with the ball, nobody would stop it.
A lot of tomfoolery happening here in several different places.
Glenn Madison himself just trying to slow this game down a bit. Gain his control back. Sometimes you have to do as a ref. Whistle wisely.
Certainly been a topsy-turvy start to the second half, and now the set-piece party finds its way to the other end of the pitch. Driven ball, flipped along, and then McCamey called for the foul. He gestures to the side of his arm, saying there was no elbow there. He was just trying to step in, but it will be a foul. So we mentioned the situation for Madison and how they're going to have to manage here in the second half, given their quick turnaround. Naples don't quite have that same restriction. That being said, rest was one of the big things that Zach Gordon emphasized outside of the tactics as something that he's trying to emphasize with this team, as Taylor Gray blows by one player. Gray curling it in, punched away by Harms.
Taylor Gray's impressed at times tonight. He's been allowed to find space in that right channel.
Cut it to the right for Sis. Sis lifting it into the box. It'll be headed back to JT Harms. Kind of complete that thought about resting. One of the big things that Zach Gordon talked about is that he's trying to give the guys more recovery time during the week. Talked about that, yes, sports science is important, and they pretty much, and when you dig into the numbers, you've pretty much optimized how much workload a player can have in a given week in a situation. And he said, but look, it's differently applicable when you're playing in the nice California breeze on old grass fields that the Oakland Raiders used to play on versus playing in the Florida heat on hard turf. Like, that's different wear and tear on the body. Wants to make sure guys feel fit and fresh throughout the season. It is a long haul, a soccer season.
Yeah, not all turf is the same. Many coaches around the league have told us that. Certain ones a little more favorite than others. Certain ones bounce differently, slower, faster, harder on the joints, etc.
I'm sure opinions have upgraded of Bree Stevens Field this season. Of course, you're still patting it down. There's still a lot of filling in the turf right now, but Matt Glazer certainly seemed to be in favor of the new groundwork. How about these movements? Well, ends up glancing out of bounds.
Karamoko turning Nearwood inside out. Nothing comes of it though. Yeah, anyway.
This one's settled. Trying to be sifted inside. Cami wipes out. Mingo still have the ball. Here comes the cross, curling in!
Oh my word. It's easier to score.
Somehow off target.
Lovely ball in.
A woeful look from Hakeem Karamoko. I think he's thinking the same thing you were. How did I not get a second one? A beautiful ball from Geni Kanyane.
The assist on the first goal. Been an even better one. Just getting his head on the wrong side of it. Should really be 2-0.
Delgado. Launch this one down the field. Lost for a second there. Only able to manage though. Now he has some room to work with. McCamey plays it into the middle. That one just aptly poked away. Carmichael, though, caught them sleeping a little bit there.
Back by Amasis. Key toe in. Chance.
Cannot be too lackadaisical in the back if you're playing this Mingo team. Offside flag pops up. That'll be the end of anything there.
This chance by Karamoko. Not much more you can say about that. You can tell where he finished his header, exactly where he was. He just tried to glance it. It was a good 6 feet wide of that far post. I hope you weren't watching that one much tonight.
I think he was trying to just pick it in the near side to him as opposed to going across the goal.
Just hit it on target. He's going to have to take a spectacular save from Delgado unless you hit it right at him for that to stay out, as long as you didn't hit it wide.
Soccer season is here, and SeatGeek is the official ticketing partner of the USL. Get all your USL tickets and more from the #1 ticketing site. SeatGeek, your ticket to great seats.
See if Matt Glazer does go to the services of Roman Torres here, if he's healthy enough to come on. He was sort of asking for someone with his class of quality in the middle to take control of this game.
Mastrantonio down. New to FC Naples this season, but certainly not new to USL League One. Coming over from AV Alta and Omaha and Tucson prior to that. Had already over 100 appearances in the league prior to joining Naples this season. Also currently 4th in the league with 1,039 passes coming into the day. Something that Zach Gordon mentioned confidence in when it comes to Mastrantonio, called him a great passing and ball carrying center back.
Harry Kane special. Undercut. So many of these guys get away with. Taylor Gray did not get away with it this time. That was an uncomfortable landing.
Training staff will be waved on as Genny Kanyane still on the ground.
You can see the step. He knew exactly what he was going to do.
Ugh.
It's going to hurt tonight. Taylor Gray, to Taylor Gray's credit, he perhaps didn't know there was going to be the jump in there. He's just coming over to block him.
I would say it's a pretty lunging step, though, there from Gray. Of course, in replay, in slow motion, it looks worse, but regardless of how much intention it is there, that's smarts for Genny Kanyane.
Right on his hip bone.
Chance for both sides to grab some water bottles here and replenish. I mentioned a bit of a humid day in Madison. Currently sitting at 77 degrees, 80% humidity. So hydrating when you can, certainly important. No commercial break needed. Looks like some changes are getting ready for Matt Glazer's side. See if Kanyane will try to jog this one out. Never a bad day to come to a Ford Madison game. Always a good crowd. Been in the league since its inception, and they are a staple of the fan culture in USL League One. Well, you called for Roman Torres, and it's Roman Torres who you'll get, as he will sub on for the goal scorer, King Karamoko. Meanwhile, AJ Edwards will also make his way in for Mark Segbers, so the captain armband will be passed around somewhere. We'll see exactly to who.
Quiet night for veteran Mark Segbers. I don't think we mentioned his name much at all. So coming back from injury, even he gets the hour tonight.
These substitutions brought to you by Festival Foods. It will just be a goal for Karamoko tonight, but He'll feel pretty good about that contribution, given the scoreline is only his contribution so far.
Pretty much like for like there. Edwards for Karamoko. Sinker's coming off. Torres a little more of an attacking option there.
Delgado just able to get that one, and he'll roll it forward. Cisneros will drag it back. Talking about Roman Torres, he's been in a run of form, much like Fort Madison has. I mean, 6 games unbeaten, and he's had 4 assists in those 6 games. Gray. Low ball inside, pinged away by McCamey. Bulma. Ball still on the ground, played while on the ground. Edwards will give this one some chase. Delgado down the middle. Able to connect with Mark Torres.
Good work back there by Tristan Rose. His tired legs against Edwards' fresh legs. He won the battle.
O'Connor works his way inside. Couple of steps and then it's dispossessed. A lot of bodies going to ground. No whistles though.
Yeah, it's not been the prettiest of games. Naples have now outshot Madison 8-4. Madison just getting things going in that final third.
Oh, and in some ways it's similar to what happened the first time these two teams met months and months ago. A game in which Naples had more of control in the match, but Madison took advantage of the one moment, won the game 1-0. McCamey, bit of a corner, able to get some backup from Torre. Carmichael doing really well here.
Oh.
And that might be a yellow on Tristan Rose. We'll see if the ref goes into the book.
Madison begging for it, the challenge from behind.
Doesn't look like we're going to see a booking here.
See Rose here.
It's, I mean,
it's a lot. That's a lot of foot. Leg from behind. I certainly would have gone to the pocket one. Perhaps he had the benefit that Carmichael was going backwards. Not in a promising attack mode. He's now putting a bit of the press on.
Once again, trying to get on the front foot here, Naples. Can't watch the match? Turn on Sirius XM FC 157, North America's only 24/7 source for engaging soccer talk, including USL All Access. Plus, hear live matches from the USL, MLS Premier League, and more, all on Sirius XM FC 157 and the Sirius XM app.
Approaching 30 fouls. 65 minutes.
Just a little under a foul every other minute. That's not exactly the rate you want to be at. JT Harms in no hurry. Lofted ball down the pitch, and possession is going to be given right back to FC Naples. A side that's used to having possession as Carmichael wins it for Madison. Rolling some space. Kanyane already has an assist. Feeds it to his right. A much needed intervention.
Shame he didn't latch on the ball, but he's wide open. On the left side of the box. Just questionable decision making from Madison in the final third tonight.
McCamey trying to settle it down. Now he'll tear forward. Colin McCamey. Now he's caught out of position. If FC Naples could do anything with it, but they're not able to get vertical quick enough. Miglietti. No foul there. Bowman out. In the middle for A.J. Edwards. This will go out wide. Manjoma. Just didn't get that one right.
Not the right ball at all. Madison credit, though. I mean, excuse me, give Naples credit. Back three has played relatively solid tonight, or back four, I should say.
This season, they've had more possession than other years, or not other years than just last year, this being just the second year FC Naples has been playing. But they've got some gifted technical players this season, which has led to that being the case. But now the challenge is, according to Zach Gordon, they got to have more confidence in sending numbers forward. And on the defensive end, he wants them to press and be the protagonists on the defensive side. Turn from Mastrantonio. Someone who is also influential in doing well in possession. They're working to get those other guys on the back line confident with the ball at their feet. We have some young pros who are learning the ways and trying to settle in with that confidence and that composure in those spots. It's one of the risks you take with having a younger roster. Gray swerves to his right, now squares it. Required a clearance, and out it goes. Evan Carmichael with the clearance.
Tonight's winning number is 640-470. Again, that's 640-470. The winner can pick up their prize at the box office near Gate 4.
Gio Miglietti will be on the throw-in. Not out of the woodwork. Wind-up effort. Ends up coming off the boot awkwardly there for Jalen Yearwood. Carmichael, feisty, trying to win it for the Mingos. Delgado has to come out of his box. Off go the Mingos once again. Boma trying to dance through the middle of the pitch. Ooh. Hefty collision. Omar Sis gets twisted there. And A.J. Edwards off the bench and into the books. That'll be his 4th yellow card of the season and just his 8th appearance in league play, to be precise.
He's claiming he got the ball. Let's see here. If he did get the ball, there's certainly a lot of recklessness in that challenge. From behind, Omar Sis beat him to the spot. Getting better at my liberty. I'm not going to repeat this time what he just involved that you got the ball. He described the ball as something. In the end, by Kenyani.
We'll have to develop a segment off of ESPN Plus and CBS Sports Glass Network, Ross, for you to sort of read the lips from players and coaches each week.
So there's social media clips where they changed what they were saying completely.
Oh yeah, those bad lip reading videos.
Yeah.
Those are great. Taylor Gray waltzing his way down, trying to poke it into the middle.
Taylor Gray's got the ball tonight. He's looked to get forward with pace. Good decisions. I think this game has missed a little bit his pace and decision making, especially. Hasn't missed fouls, that's for sure.
We gotta hit a quota, Ross.
Quick research says 41 is the most this season.
Changes getting ready for these two sides. It'll be the first change for Zach Gordon. assists. Taps it to Yearwood. Play up. Touchline here. O'Connor tries to chop it ahead. Go out for a Madison throw. Not going to be halted for a sub just yet.
Boise broken things open in New York, 2-0. Boise over the Cosmos, Bodley and Cruel.
Now we're going to get some changes here. Ian Cerro subbing in for Torreyes. So the first swap for interim coach Zach Gordon. Substitution brought to you by Festival Foods. Typical option off the bench for Naples this season.
So if any of these subs can make an impact here in the last 17 minutes or so, watch out.
Carmichael playing it across, and it's in! Poked home, 2-0 to Madison.
Oh, Delgado was questioning whether it hit Balma's hand.
Balma will celebrate in front of the flock end. They'll dance alongside him. It's his third goal in league play this season.
Great work by Carmichael. I don't think so. If it was purely accidental. Carmichael will take credit for the delivery here. Delgado almost managed to keep it out. Almost persistence from his backside. Was enough to double the lead here at Madison.
So Balma doubles the advantage, makes things more comfortable for Madison. And off he goes.
Way to do it.
So Claudel and Gubu will sub on. Festival Foods substitution after that goal, brought to you by Lexus. Joshua Balma giving the Mingos some comfort, and now they feel they're in a really good spot to make it a 7th game unbeaten. It would also be a 5th win in a row. Just one draw in this run, being a 1-1 against Fort Wayne here.
One of these UCF rookies. I think he's the third one. Got out there, a couple for Fort Wayne. USL League One. What a team they must have had last year, UCF.
And if you even go back a year or two earlier, you've got a bunch of other guys. Zane Bubb, Luca Dorado as well on some of those teams 2 years ago.
They would have faced off against Carvalho Toure last year. UCF knocking out FAU in the first round of the NCAA tournament. FAU's first ever appearance in the NCAA tournament.
This run from Madison just continuing on here. Now the mission will be, for the next 15 minutes, can they make it a 3rd straight clean sheet in league play? Of course, sandwiched in there in the middle is a 4-3 cup game against Union Omaha, so just to add that little extra context. But that was a game that Madison knew they didn't have a chance of making it through, so you approach that one a little bit different. Delgado will claim this one.
Awudo and Lillian Ricolt both finding the back of the net in the NCAA tournament victory. Now playing their trade in USL League One with Fort Wayne. What a season they're having.
They'll take off in about 20 minutes against Spokane, and what I would say is the match of the weekend across USL League One. Macias, nowhere to go but backwards.
Just the goal scorer for FAU in that game. Watch out.
Could be something brewing here. A shot to the head. Blocks that one away. No, it's a shot to the arm. Kerfala Torre called for a handball. He's pleading it was against his torso. But a penalty kick has just been awarded. Torre can't believe it. I thought it went off his head, but I guess it was nearby. Let's see if we can get a peek at this. Oh, no, I think it hit his arm.
From that angle, you can see his arms weren't definitely not in his body as Kerfala Torre was saying they were.
I think that may have kept it from hitting him in the head.
Why they're still arguing here. Trying to get in the head of former Madison man, Aiden Macias.
This could put things back into question here.
Finish my thought before that. Before that penalty kick. Mamadou Diarra scored the goal, one of the goals for FAU in that loss to UCF. Also played for Fort Wayne, but in League Two. Did not make the professional squad coming into this year. Referee Radosov has had enough. He's telling everybody, get out the box. Let's get on with this penalty kick.
So Aiden Macias, the former Mingo, will step up to the plate. Has not scored yet this season. Not that he has too many friends on this Mingo team, given the amount of roster turnover. And Derek Gebhard is not playing, and Eddie Manjoma barely played last season, though. I guess he'll know Eddie Manjoma, though. And then he will be one-on-one with JT Harms. Some housekeeping for you. Roman Torres was given a yellow, his 6th of the season. Someone that's gotten into the books rather frequently this year. I imagine that's from the descent variety.
2 out of 3 in his pro career. Here's Aiden Macias.
So he's up against Harms. Looking to put this game back into striking distance for Naples. Macias converts. 2-1, game on. We might be in for a tense final 10+ minutes here.
Very slow run up by Macias, almost walking variety. Waited till JT Harms committed to his left. And put it right where he scored one of his 3 penalties. Low just to the keeper's right. See, never even looked at the ball. Just looked to see where JT Harms would go. Deposited it the other way.
You know, see on his face, he was celebrating before he even fully kicked the ball because he saw Harms going and he thought, bingo.
It's always the dilemma as a keeper. Do you wait to go first? Or especially when you do a slow run up like that as a keeper, perhaps you just hold your ground. If Harms had held his ground there, it wasn't too far away from him. Perhaps could have made the save. Some subs in for the visitors. We'll get to those in a second.
Madison will hunt for the instant repost. Swerving service. Knocked away by Delgado. Naples with some life breathed into them. Macias, the former Mingo, scoring against his old team.
It's hard to say with penalties, but I think Naples have deserved a goal tonight with the way they've pushed forward.
Ball rolled across, following through, cleared away, and the whistle sounds.
He's everywhere. Omar Sis asking for a penalty.
Some talking to happening here. Certainly some tensions as Naples were close to an equalizer. And JT Harms, yeah.
My word. Box just below there. Left eyebrow. He's gonna need taped up, I think. Let's see what happened here. Initial entry into the box for Naples. Cross and then, oof, unlucky, I think, in the end for Harms. Two players sort of fell over him and into him. Harms comes off worst of all of them.
The hazards of being a goalkeeper, Ross.
You gotta throw yourself wherever is necessary, and sometimes it's into the path of other players, unfortunately. The question is whether they can take Harms's eyebrow up and up, but not have him lose any eyesight. It's going to be difficult, I think.
I have to get something to patch up. There we go. While he gets stitched up, we do have some housekeeping to get to you. 3 changes total. Joshua Yoder subbing into the game. Meanwhile, Jelani Forbes and Jalen Shannon coming on for Madison. Banyane and Torre out. Long with Tristan Rose coming out for Yoder.
Tenzing Mansky is backup keeper for Madison. Be careful with how they deal with this, because they don't want to resign in any way. So they might just put a little glue in there, perhaps keep it close for the time being.
Getting some confirmations of those subs now, those brought to you by Festival Foods. A hectic moment that resulted in this eyebrow-busting situation. Nearly a second goal in the span of moments for FC Naples to tie this game up. Sorry, Ross. You could say that JT Harms feeling some harm there.
On for number 34, Tristan Rose. Number 22, Joshua Yoder.
Subs getting ready. JT Harms' mom isn't watching.
Surely can't be the first time he's had something like this happen. Goalkeeper always
Yeah,
in the
she's probably
line
run out
fire.
there previously to check on him when he was a kid. Work by the staff here at Madison. Not JT Harms like he's a boxer.
Matt Glazer very complimentary of Harms, saying he's been consistent and has won us a couple games this season, including that Naples game earlier on in the season. But at the same time, there have been a lot of games where they've defended well and they don't leave him to dry. So it's been a little bit of both, and he's got a good presence. So basically, they just want more of the same from him, and I'd say he's done pretty well up to this point in the match, including keeping that one from going through despite some sacrificing required. Boy, that is in an uncomfortable spot. He'll be feeling that one.
It's not really on the eyebrow. It's almost on the side of his eye there. It's below the eyebrow. Around the orbital bone.
Everyone waiting tensely.
A ton of stoppage time added at the end of this one.
if nothing else, this is a chance for Madison to sort of recoup after conceding and then having that crazy moment there to sort of settle this game down and try to see this one through. Now, I guess you could flip the narrative and think of Naples right now all huddled up and trying to figure out the best way that they can launch numbers forward in these final minutes.
All these subs as well that came on right after that penalty. Make things interesting as well. Fresh legs out there.
Shout out that Wallace and Gromit shirt. That is
one of my
quite the wardrobe choice for a soccer game.
I remember having Wallace and Gromit on VHS, showing my age.
Oh man, gotta love some Wallace and Gromit. I think I found the line though. The moon is made of cheese. Cheese, you know, you're gonna tribute to cows and you the Dairyland cinematic universe. There you go. That's in theme. I accept you, guy with the Wallace and Gromit shirt. I'm gonna have that theme running through my head for the rest of the day.
Finally, we're back underway.
It'll be a quick throw in for FC Naples. O'Connor rolls it over to his right. Yearwood to Gray. Sis. Switch the point of attack. Can it be kept in bounds? It can. Cisneros.
Throwing bodies forward here. Trying to be careful on the transition though.
Sis takes a shirt tug. Still Sis going. We'll roll this one back. Back to Joshua Yoder. 22-year-old defender from Charlottesville, Virginia. Yoder, once again. And it'll be pinged out. Smart design, everyday comfort, fun to drive, and a price that makes sense at Zimbrick Volkswagen in Middleton. Cerro trying to figure out a way to wiggle some space. Wayne Radisov will point in favor of FC Naples here. Cisneros stepping in for the throw-in. Nodded down, settled to O'Connor. And it's booted away by the Mingos. Carmichael will chase this one. He's all by himself. Waiting for some reinforcements. Still Carmichael. And it's given away. It's winning time, presented by Ho Chunk Gaming Madison. Scan the QR code on your screen or visit ForwardMadisonFC.com/winningtime. Your chance to win your favorite Forward Madison FC kit as they're on the prowl once again. Squared it to the middle and blocked away. It'll be a corner kick. Once again, your chance to win a Madison FC kit, $100 in rewards play, and $50 in food and beverage credit redeemable at Ho Chunk Gaming Madison. One lucky winner will be chosen on the Monday after tonight's match. As we now get a Can It Beat Wealth Management corner kick. I'll be donating $50 to Forward Madison FC's mini pitch fundraising project for each home corner kick taken by the Mingos. First one here in the second half. Now they got their main man on it, Roman Torres. Sending it in, took a skip. Here's an effort. Had eyes for goal. Ends up sailing over top. Time to get another change here for FC Naples. Taylor Gray is out, Hudson Gay is in. Lofted forward. Hudson Gay just subbed into the match. Can he provide the spark? Sent across. O'Connor has a hit! Oh, it was seeking, but it won't reach its target.
It was well struck in the end, just not enough curve on it. O'Connor has had a number of chances tonight. Put the ball in the back of the net for Naples, just hasn't been able to find it. He's played well. Let's have Naples as a whole. Probably deserve a little more than they've got out of this game, to be honest. Took a point home. I don't think anybody would be disappointed, except maybe Madison and Matt Glazer, but he also played well enough, all things considered, in their situation right now to deserve a point out of this.
Foul committed there, free kick awarded. 3 of the 9 extra minutes added on having expired. Roman Torres, so good from these restart situations. Matt Glazer mentioned also this recent run in goal contributions for him. Kind of coincides with them being at home where they get to play with more freedom, and he thrives in that. He's also pretty good in transition, and he's been good at picking up loose passes and going and getting those guys ahead of him, running, putting him into good spots. What can he do? It'll actually be Carmichael, who has a hit and scores! An exclamation point for forward Madison. Orion Carmichael banger.
His first shot of the game, and what a shot it was. He's done the hard work tonight, opening things up for the likes of Karamoko and Balma with his runs off the ball, and gets rewarded for those efforts with that superbly struck set piece.
He's been really good today, Ross, and now he has a nice little stat to add to it.
Over the ball, enough curve, nothing Lalo Gadado could do about it. Here's a great view of it here.
Woo!
Sweetly struck.
Yeah, that's the nice whipped cream on top of your sundae.
Only 2 words for that strike. Holy cow.
All right.
I'm done, that's it.
I mean, we got about 4 more minutes here.
Plenty of positives and the result here for Zach Gordon to take from his first game in charge. Flying held their own for most of this game.
Congratulations, Mark. You are winning a $500 Style gift card.
Cerro, that one pinballed through. Ends up going wide. Still quite a bit of time here now.
Previous substitution.
FC Naples do need 2 goals, but
on for number 7, Taylor Gray. Number 12.
Ball drilled in.
Number 12.
Macias wins the ball back. Shifts in. Macias tapped outside, and Yearwood ends up going wide. Team Karamoko with the goal in the first half to give Madison the lead. Here in the second, Joshua Balma gave them the 2-goal advantage, only for a handball in the box, awarding a penalty. Former Mingo, Aiden Macias, converts it, and then there's a ton of pressure from FC Naples to find an equalizer after that. only for the free kick goal. A beauty from Ryan Carmichael.
Now Madison up to 6th with 29 points. 4 points out of second, Mark.
And they got some games in hand.
Games in hand on that team in second place, Charlotte, who are taking care of business tonight against Richmond. That game is now finished 3-1 Independence. With a smile on his face, and quite rightly so. It took his team quite a while to get going in this game. Some tired legs. Naples, superb strike there by Carmichael to put this game away.
There's a hit. Glanced away. A lot of bodies in the box. You'd say it's a herd of players in there for forward Madison.
But we were done.
Nah. We need to get one more in. Curling effort, caught by Harms.
Not going to be done until the cows come home.
The people can't see it, but I'm nodding my head with green. Cerro leads it back to Macias.
5th shot of the night for Kevin O'Connor.
Curling effort. That took another needed intervention.
Real bright spots tonight. Kevin O'Connor playing up there alongside Gio Miglietti.
Ian Cerro lifted up in the air. And that'll be a corner from the other flag now, as time is dwindling.
Just another loss for Naples, though, in the end. To try and end that skid. Up next against Sarasota next Saturday. It's the little West Coast rivals. Sarasota obviously struggling themselves this season.
O'Connor with another ball. Cerro blocked away. Still skipping around, and JT Harms will claim it. And that'll do it from Madison. The trends continue. A losing streak gets longer for Naples. And a 7-game unbeaten run, 5 wins in a row for forward Madison.
Naples battled well. Stats will show that when we show them after the game. JT Harms, the goal he lets in is a penalty kick.
Vibes are high for the Mingos. Another 3 points. Haven't lost a game since June 6th, and that was against the 11, so USL Championship team. Took some bumps and scars to get over the line.
So it's 11 goals now in the last 3 games in all competitions for Naples. So 3 goals against the Cosmos, 5 against Boise last month, racking them up here in USL League One play. And teams above them are going to have to watch out. Everybody's getting a good look at JT Harms' scar.
That'll be one for stories going forward as we get a look at our man of the match, brought to you by Bear Insurance. I mean, it's got to be Ryan Carmichael after all the effort he puts to the game, and then he just ends this game in such a nice way.
Yeah, did all the dirty work, as we mentioned, opening things up for his forward line teammates. And they put the game away with one of the best strikes you'll see this season from a set piece.
So, with that in mind, we're going to step aside here on the Glaza Network. When we come back, we will have post-game coverage for you. 3-1 your final score. Forward Madison with the victory.
Come see how Dairyland fits your life. With affordable car insurance that fits your budget. And 24/7 customer service that fits your schedule. Even if you have coverage lapses or a bumpy driving history, we've got you covered. For 70 years, we've been helping people just like you get the car insurance they need. So why wait? Contact Dairyland today.
Welcome to Madison, Wisconsin, home of Just Coffee, a worker cooperative roasting fresh, quality, 100% fair trade coffee for over 20 years. We work with farmers from grower co-ops all over the world to support their communities as well as ours. Experience the fair trade difference yourself. Just Coffee. We do justice from the grounds up.
I've always been a storyteller. I capture those beautiful moments, things other people miss. My health took an unexpected turn, but my care team put my needs in focus, designing solutions to support my ambitions. Now that's just a footnote in my journey, a small part of a story that's still being written. UW Health, remarkable.
And we're back here on the USL on CBS. 3-1, Forward Madison extends their unbeaten streak to 7, their win streak to 5. Mark Schoenster, Ross Davenport with you here on the broadcast. One last time. Well, this is where our show will end. We hope you've had a fantastic time. We certainly enjoyed it here. 3-1, your final score. Forward Madison victorious once again over FC Naples. For our entire broadcasting crew, for Ross Davenport, I'm Mark Schoenster saying so long. Stay locked in on the CBS Golazo Network. Michael Watring and Eric Dobransky have you covered for Colorado Springs and Charleston. We'll see you next time.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the express written consent of the United Soccer League.
All trying to be nodded along. Karamoko! He's bigger, stronger, and hungrier. Forward Madison up top.
Yeah, listen, he was a high draft pick for a good reason last year.